Here we go. The first edition, first show of the podcast for
Papa Booey!
Papa Booey. You know that guy?
No.
Pinkety drinkety drink, right?
No.
Howard Stern. So here we go. This is Dominic Farrow here and my Jooch,
Pinkety drinkety.
Gino. We are behind the squeegee, right? So look, a lot of people are going to...
I like a Dr. Gripper.
What is behind the squeegee? What is behind the squeegee? Behind the squeegee is questions and answers from the beginning of your job to the end of your job when it comes to screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items, signs, business cards. I've been talking about it for years that my knowledge in the business is really just a book of nothing. Not anymore, because if you have any questions where to buy things, how to print things, how to make money in the business, this is the guy that can get it done right here. Right, Jooch?
Yeah.
Okay, so look, how this is going to work, right? This is our first show here. So what we're going to do is we are going to take calls, but not right now. The next time we do this, we're
Only
going to
when
take
we're live.
calls and we're going to record them and then answer them on the following show the following week. Okay? Can we do that there, producer?
Yes, we could.
Can we do that, cameraman?
Yes, we
Can we
can.
do that, Jooch?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's just like a Baba Booey right there. So
Papa Booey!
that's what this is going to do. So let's start this. And by the way, I'm going to have a couple people on every other week. Great printers, salesmen in the business, ink salesmen. You can ask them questions if you like.
He's right.
And
He's
we
right.
are going to do a couple of live shows, right, Jooch?
Yeah.
Right. So I know there's millions and millions of people in this business, believe it or not, that don't know what they're doing. And that's why I'm here, because I've been fortunate enough to have 31 years of experience to be able to give out for free to you guys right here. Today I am Dominic Farrow, okay? I started a business just over 31 years ago. I had nothing. I started in my basement. I can actually remember taking screens, making them with a light, right? This is before you were born, kid. Way before you were born, you know? So, by the way, this is my pal Gino right here, my main man, Gino.
Hello.
Okay? So, we were making screens, right? And I thought that it was easy. Not easy, okay? Not easy. Went back and forth. Guess how much money I made the first time? 0. Okay? Roll the tape a little bit. I got used to doing it. I brought it to people that could print. That's what you got to do in the beginning. Don't think you're a printer to start. Bring it to people that could print wholesale for you, and then you could start your business, okay? Stop thinking that you're going to be able to print T-shirts the first month you're in business. Personally, I wouldn't do it for the first 5 years. Sub it out, and that's the way you do it, and you get yourself on track. Keep your day job, okay? And then slowly you can evolve, you know? The main thing you want to do really is own your own building. Once you own your own building, you're in your own hands at that point, right? Right, Gino?
Yep.
We have how many buildings?
2.
We own 2 buildings, correct?
Yep.
One in Brick and one in Toms River.
Yep.
How many employees do we have?
Like 30.
30. We're very fortunate. We have very good employees. We have very good people and family that work for us. And we got great friends like Christian right there. And we have Carter. Christian, my producer, right there. And we have Carter, right? And we've become what's called a part of the community. You need to be a part of the community to make it accessible that people will keep coming back to you, okay? If you have questions on how to do that, that's where the podcast comes into play.
Welcome back to Behind the Squeegee.
Would you say it with some life, God darn it? This isn't a funeral home here. It's welcome back to Behind the Squeegee, right? Right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So look, second part, you end up you're buying your own equipment, right? For me, I opened up a little store in a shopping center. Don't know if I definitely think that's the greatest thing to do. But I got started that way. You know, little by little, people knew me, knew what I can do and what I can't do, right? Gino?
Yep.
And they trusted me. And I got real close to the community and the people in the community. And little by little, we hired people and we were able to grow, you know. I am very fortunate that now we have about 30 employees. Gino works for us every now and again.
Yep.
Gino's brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a
Brendan and Andrew.
Yep,
They
it's
might be coming on. We don't know.
Someday they will, because they are my main people. My one son runs the store. My one son runs the whole business, and my other son runs, you know, the production in both places. You know, so never let your dreams go. That's the most important thing, because your dreams can be whatever they want to be. Sometimes I sit back, and from starting from nothing and having 30 employees today, it's an amazing thing, and a great son like Gino right here. So, you know,
Welcome back to Behind the Squeegee.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about, okay? Because this is exciting stuff going on right here, right? So look, you know, owning your own business, everybody thinks it's peaches and cream, right? Wrong. Gino, sometimes I'm up at what time?
1 a.m.
What time do I get home sometimes? 6 o'clock at
6 o'clock.
night, right?
Yep.
We do what we have to do, right? Sundays, Saturdays,
Completely
Fridays,
right.
Mondays. Sometimes we give it up, right? We got to do what we have to do, right?
Yep.
But what ends up happening is, the truth is, you have to satisfy
The customer
how many times?
all the time.
All the time. Because the customer rules the purse. You know what I mean? And remember this. This is a very important thing I'm telling you right here. The family don't run the business. The business runs the family. Because without any money, you eat cereal for breakfast every day.
Heck yeah.
And you eat crap. Sometimes you don't eat
Yep.
because you don't have any money. So you got to work as much as you can when it's busy to create as much business as you can to profit when you're going into business. You know, that's the most important thing. You know, that's what you're here to do. So, and make people happy. That's one of the most important things, right? And do we?
Do it?
Do
yes,
we?
we do.
All the time, right? That's what it's all about. So, and there's a very fine line between there, because, you know, at this point we have 30 employees, right? I got Gino here once sometimes playing football. I got my wonderful wife, Lisa, over there that's asking me to go to dinner sometimes. Sometimes I got to I got Christian texting me at 9 o'clock at night, asking me questions I don't even know what the hell's going on. I'm sleeping half the time. And I'm waking him up at 3 o'clock in the morning with Carter, right? Texting him back and forth. But there's always time to do things, but the business comes first, you know? So what we're going to do is we're going to take this first episode and we're going to put it all into one thing, right, Gino?
Yep.
And we are going to do some clapping and stuff like that, right? And we are going to make it and get it out on the air to let people know about what's going on. And then we will let you know when the second episode is on, right?
Yep.
Gino will be a little bit more involved. I promise you that. I will try to have somebody on the phone that can answer some questions for you. But any questions to do with the business, especially about the business part of business, who should they call? Behind the Squeegee.
Behind the Squeegee.
Success behind the squeegee. Right? Right?
The best.
The best. So till next time, we'll be back.